Our next speaker is actually Ng. He's from Penhaligons Singapore, and if some of you have received the samples in your nice registration pack, they are a gift from Mike. Penhaligons Singapore opened not too long ago, and Mike's going to be sharing with us on how to be innovative in a luxurious manner. Mike, please.
Hi. Okay, so luxury. Basically, luxury is this guy here. We're old. Most have extensive history about us, but what's most important is, like most old people, we have a lot of stories to tell. That's why, hence, milking the geezer. When I was training in London, they used this expression to try to get us to draw out stories from our products, which I'll go into detail. So, when you're a brand with so much history and you have so many stories to tell, those stories can actually be very applicable to people and actually be much more useful and much more flexible in how you were to use them in the retail industry and in the way luxury works. So this is me smelling somebody, but in greater detail, this is what is known as our fragrance profiling system that we use. In fragrance profiling, we have 34 different fragrances, each have their own story, they each have their own character, most importantly in the construct. So when we run this to every customer that comes in through the door, we look at you, we read you, we get an understanding of what's your sense of fashion, what's your character like, what do you do for a living, how do you wish to actually expose yourself, to the rest of the world. Through that, we actually recommend you one of these 34 stories that we believe can relate to you and actually go in deeper and accentuate a part of your character. The sense of smell is much more powerful than you think it is. On a technical, I don't know why that's there, but on the right side here, to the other side, that's your olfactory nerve. Now this thing connects to your brain. So when you smell stuff, everything that you like and you don't like to smell is actually to do with your experiences. And your experiences are the things that are rooted in your character themselves. Like if you don't like something that you smell, you can actually track back to a memory of why you do not like that smell specifically. We have customers who come in and we talk to them, and then when we show them something, they go, oh, I can't describe the smell, but I hate it because it's like that time I fell into the drain and my face was covered with stuff and I hate it. And that's about it. And you'll find that if you were to now look at yourself, whenever you can't describe something in terms of smell, and you were to try to describe it in terms of whether you like it, don't like it, you're going to draw from a memory immediately. Or try and draw on somebody else's memory and say, do you know that thing that's like that, and then when you touch it, it smells like this? That's exactly how that smells like. That's how smells work. We manipulate that, in a sense, and use that to advantage by using the stories of our products and human nature integrated together in this consultative process in order to be able to marry you with the fragrance that speaks best about you. If you were to track back to the 1920s, this is actually nothing really new. Luxury in its essence is the reason why people used to pay thousands of dollars for it was because they wanted to own that story. They wanted that story to be the extension of themselves, to make them somebody truly unique. And that's why it was worth the exuberant price. These days now you go into a typical place like, not mentioning names, Prada, Gucci. And the only question, the only thing that you say to the store is, open that, I want to see that. The guy wears the glove, puts it open, puts the lid on the table, yes or no? No, okay, cheapskate. Alright, after shuts the door, that's about it. But for us, we come in to actually give you questions. We're asking you, look into yourself and expanding your world, furthermore about how you look at the sense of smell and how you tend to appreciate a luxurious product in effect. And that lives through even our store design. It can't just live in your product. We extend it through our walls. That's a real 18th century Victorian sink that comes from our heritage. That's the olfactory table where we do the fragrance profiling. It's in the shape of a bow. And everything's in the shape of our bottles and things that are surrounded by us. Everything comes to life in that manner. So now that you've heard the bell, that's the cue for the video. So this is something that we did as a mockumentary for basically a new product, the latest product we pushed out recently. Okay, God, please help me.
Consigned to history. Juniper Sling. The fragrance that put the raw into their 20s. Based on the recipe of a gin cocktail, Sir Walter Wicket creates Juniper Sling. It's an instant hit. Ladies wafting the fragrance get a nickname, flappers. Steady on, gals. A new hairstyle is created to ensure that nothing comes in between Juniper Sling and the opposite sex. Sales take off after May Fitzgerald and Bertie Winchester feature in a controversial new advertisement. By 25, it's the name on everyone's lips. And behind their knees. Even Lindbergh pops over to pick some up. That same year, it stars in Fritz Spiegel's infamous Pinky Plum cartoon. The 1926 baby boom is thought to be linked to the fragrance. Even trials at London Zoo confirm its aphrodisiac qualities. But the scent really gains notoriety when it's reported to be at the center of the perverse Pimlico petting parties. Pressure mounts when lawyers begin using the Juniper Sling defense. The public is outraged after the acquittal of Chubby Wall Bucket. Women's rights groups and the Conservative Alliance take matters into their own hands in an effort to force the government to ban the substance.
We bring things to life. This product was envisioned to have the feel of the 1920s and Prohibition, and we brought that to life. We have even products that have the whole stories about bespoke tailor shops, and we use that to attach them to you and get you to, for everything to just come alive. So the power of storytelling is basically luxury's best form of survival and innovation in a world where everything's changing, going so high tech. Intimacy, I guess that's the key word is. So, if anybody would like to explore further about how fragrance profiling can actually be attached to about any form of product and how it can actually be collaborated upon and be worked into events and stuff like this, and how it can be elaborated further, you can see me. And thank you very much.